Hi, and welcome back to another training session with the Institution of Health Science in collaboration with the Cell Quicken and the Circle to Care Network. If you haven't yet had the time to watch the full product presentation video, I would advise for you to do so before continuing watching this tutorial or any of the other tutorials. In this tutorial, I'm briefly going to discuss the actual discovery and the application of the science used in the Cell Quicken device. For me to do this, I need to introduce you to a specific person, which is called Dr. Royal Raymond Rife. This was the father then of the discovery of electromagnetic therapy, or then frequency or energy healing. Dr. Raymond Rife had his first initial invention created in the early 1900s, where he was able to identify viruses and bacteria much smaller and in a live state versus the current medical technology that was available. Dr. Raymond Rife was a true inventor and an experimenter at that of his own right. Dr. Raymond Rife was, with the identification of these viruses, bacteria and pathogens, able to then also identify their specific energy signatures. With identifying this, Dr. Raymond Rife applied the science and his expertise to then also determine the specific resonance that he needed to send back through to these pathogens, viruses and bacteria to actually eradicate them, irritate them, and then eventually have them die. Dr. Raymond Rife used this technology and he went into human trials where he had cancer patients that he successfully cured from their cancer. Unfortunately, in the period of time that Dr. Raymond Rife was busy with the technology, there were various other parties and factors involved, and Dr. Raymond Rife's technology, or actually his studies, were never published and saw as true medical research. Despite all of that, within the last 100 years, we've had a lot of changes in technology, electronics, the understanding of the human body, and then energy healing and the field of energy throughout the body. So what we do at the Cell Quicken is we use the basis of what Dr. Raymond Rife used in the early 1900s. Combine that with the advances in technology, and we've come up with a device that still works on the same principles but has surpassed Dr. Raymond Rife's initial invention by leaps and bounds. So the importance of understanding this and knowing this is, people might ask you, listen, but where's this technology come from? Why have I not heard of it? Or even maybe sometimes people have gone as far as reading up on the technology and maybe they've found some information that they're not comfortable with or not unsure with. As an affiliate, I would advise for you to do some of your own research in regards to this. We can also help and assist and supply you with some documentaries that we've got available on Dr. Raymond Rife and the invention and development of his first Rife machine. But it is very important to note and to tell a client that we are called a Cell Quicken. We are not a Rife device. We make use of the principles of it, but we do not claim to be working on the same principles, because we've incorporated many other elements into our device to make it very superior and able to reach and actually obtain the results as we make the promise and actually market our product for. If you go and have a look on the internet as an affiliate marketer, you would need to familiarize yourself with other devices out there in the market. You might come to a client that is actually well informed in regards to other products on the market, or someone that has no idea of it. You would need to know and actually be able to apply your knowledge to both of these cases. When you meet someone that does have some application or understanding of the technology and how the Rife technology originally worked, it's important to make note of the golden standard as explained in the previous tutorial. Alternatively, if you've got someone that is completely new to the technology, you would need to introduce him to the state of well-being. So the golden standard has been discussed in one of the previous tutorials. If you have not yet had the time to understand and study this, I would really advise for you to do this before continuing with this tutorial. The same with the state of well-being. The reason why I'm not mentioning it again in this tutorial is, if you do not know what I'm talking about, this would be the cue for you to stop this tutorial and actually go back and revisit those specific lessons. Now, another thing that I'd like to discuss in this tutorial is how we actually apply our technology and know that we are effective. Now, the first instance that I need to explain to you is that we have been able to identify specific parameters. Now, what this means is saying that, like you'd be able to test a normal battery that you would use in an appliance, and you know that it's got a specific output, same as your organs. With many years of research and different laboratories doing tests in this field of study, they've been able to identify the normal parameters of a good, healthy, functioning organ system in the human body. With understanding this and using this as the basis of our treatment, we understand that, for instance, your liver runs at 70 or 47 hertz, and therefore if your liver is testing suboptimally or you've got liver complications, we understand that by sending it or topping up your liver's energy, it will soon recover and heal and rejuvenate all by itself. So the parameters of the organs and the functions in the body is not very important for you to understand or to know as an affiliate, but if you want to have more information or would like to inquire about this, please connect with us via the support line on the Circle to Care network. But the important thing for you to understand, and the most common question that you'll receive from a client, is asking, but how do you know what to treat or how to treat my body? Well, that's very easy. Again, if we go back to making use of the analysis that does 256 functional organ tests, and at the same time we make use of the medical information disclaimer that will enclose and give the information necessary for us to be able to develop a treatment plan for you. Then also understanding and explaining to the client that with the application of our technology, we also make use of 9 different laboratories to make sure that we've got a very wide range of frequencies available for effective treatment. But it is also important to note to a client to understand that every body has a different body. So therefore, we make it very important for your client to always feel free to get in contact with the Institution of Health Science or the Circle to Care network should they have any questions or need assistance with the use of their Cell Quicken device and the application thereof. Please note that in the delivery of the Cell Quicken, the client will receive the full training DVDs and manuals for them to study and actually familiarize themselves with not just using the Cell Quicken device, but actually designing and developing their own treatment plans, as well as being able to run and do their own analysis. So when it comes with the technology and where we come from, there's a lot of research to be done, and I would encourage for you to do this. If you do need any assistance with it, make contact with us. But alternatively, go and do a bit of reading, read up on the internet. You'll find a lot of interesting websites, even some videos and information in regards to it. But again, if you refer back to our presentation video, you'll also find that we do briefly explain the basis of the technology and how the technology gets applied within the human body. Again, thank you so much for watching this tutorial. If you've got any questions or would like to have any assistance, please feel free to connect with us via the support network on the Circle to Care website.